We're live. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Ashanti After 9. Of course, I am at the New Normal Podcast Studio. Thank you, Sid, for having me.
Are you welcome?
So, today we are going to do a recap of an interview I did about a month ago with the polyamorous couple. Um, for the Love of Polly, which includes Jerome, T, Jazz, and Deja, or I guess formerly included T, because as of what was that, Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday, they announced that she was no longer a part of the polyamorous group. And I know they were calling her a wife, so is she now considered an ex-wife?
I guess you would, but do we call people that ain't legally married ex-wives now? Or is it different with the poly?
I don't know. Because they don't have any contracts bounding them together. So he called her a wife, so I'm just gonna call her ex-wife. I don't want to downgrade her to girlfriend.
You
Because
don't want to downgrade them?
he gave her the title.
Mm.
I'm gonna respect it. He had 3 wives, and now, at least as of Monday, they announced that she was no longer a part of the group. But then they kind of posted something today that made me feel like maybe there was some reconciliation.
What did they post today?
Let me see if I can pull it up. It was something along the lines of like he posted a photo because like it's kind of crazy how it all went down on Monday. Um, so Monday I saw Deja and Jazz like readjust their profile pictures and
Before
their
you
cover
start,
photos.
go to your personal page and make sure
Okay.
it's on public. Sometimes I'm gonna have to go back and you see the video on there, live streaming.
Yeah. Okay.
Go to add privacy. Is it on public or private?
How can I tell?
Where the video at?
Start live.
Should go back to the main page. Should just have the video on there. There you
Okay.
go. It's I see it. Privacy. Yeah.
Should I do it on both?
Yeah. Put it on public.
On both pages?
Yeah, on both pages.
Okay. Um
What's up, Miss Jordan? I guess somebody can watch it. I guess
Hey,
you won't watch it.
what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Hold on, give me 1 second. Having a little okay.
Yeah,
And,
that's perfect.
hold on, give me 1 second. Oh no, don't talk. Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, this one's public. Okay.
All
So earlier this week on Monday, I'm like laying in the bed, just scrolling on my Facebook, being nosy. You know how I am.
Yeah.
And I saw Deja and Jazz like update their profile picture and their cover photo. And it was like,
Oh, so they changed the pictures.
yeah,
Oh, dang. Okay.
that was the first thing I saw. And I was kind of like, interesting, because the photos that they updated it to were the previous photos they had where it was like just those two and him and Jerome. But I was like, and then I saw T update her profile picture and background to like a single photo of herself. That was really cute. And I thought, okay, they're in this polyamorous relationship, and maybe they're starting to get some individuality. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
all the pages kind of seemed like they were coinciding with one. And so now that they've kind of gained some traction, I thought they were going to bounce back to like their individual selves and not like a group thing.
Yeah.
And then I saw, him post a heartbreak post. It's over. Make sure y'all check out our interview. We're gonna discuss why we no longer with T. And I was like, oh my gosh. Even though I can
So
understand.
speculation.
Yeah.
After your interview with them,
Yeah.
and if you haven't, we're going to discuss clips from this interview. But if you haven't watched the whole interview, go to her YouTube page or Facebook page and watch the whole interview. But after interviewing them, what do you think the cause of breakup was? If we just speculate.
Speculation. So looking at their body language
Mm-hmm.
and the way that T and Jazz always refer to each other is always secondary. I noticed that when I was rewatching the interview.
So you think it's like a power struggle?
I think, yeah, not necessarily, but like I think that Jasmine is, of course, the marital wife. You know what I mean? She has a
Yeah.
certificate, and T is the new hot girl. And if you look at their social media, all of the ladies are beautiful, but I can say I see the most comments about her beauty and how she
My
looks.
T.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like when they
Oh,
came in
so
the
you thinking some
studio,
jealousy
I
though?
don't want to say jealousy. I
So
don't
you
want to say
thinking some jealousy?
jealousy.
But hold on, how can it be jealousy?
I
And it's
don't
supposed to be a poly relationship.
I think jealousy is an honest emotion. You know, I think it's an honest emotion that we all
Uh-huh.
try to hide, but it is true to our nature. We get jealous or don't
Yeah,
like
but
things.
you would think if people in that type of relationship, they can conquer that one emotion at least. You don't think so?
Yeah, but when you've been with, you know, you and your husband, and now you have a third girl who y'all been rocking with for 3 years, and
Oof.
now this new girl is coming in. You guys are coming into fame, and they are like, we love T. T is beautiful. She looks good. Not saying that they're saying the other girls don't look good,
Yeah.
but they are definitely complimenting her beauty from what I've seen in some of the comments that I've seen.
So your honest opinion, you think T look that good, or just in comparison to the other girls?
I think that they all have unique beauty. I would say she does have that more biracial look, the long hair. I think that she definitely does her makeup really nicely. She
Mhm.
dresses nice. Very well put together girl. I think that all of the ladies look great, but just looking at Eurocentric features,
Yeah.
I think that she definitely possesses the blend that would catch the eye.
Yeah.
And you know, when they came in, their body,
She looked more. They both, her and the other girl, I can't think of her name.
Asia.
Asia, both of them said they came from black daddies and white mamas, but
Mhm.
T looked more Hispanic to me.
She does.
She has more like a
Darker features.
darker features and what they would classify, I guess, as exotic more.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
Yeah.
And then, you know, their body language when they came in, Jerome and T were holding hands.
Okay.
You know, they were even under the table. I know you couldn't see. They were like, you know, comforting each other.
Oh, they was?
Same thing on
So
the other
hold on.
side.
So was he comforting her, like trying to make her feel comfortable, or something? This probably something she's new at. Or?
I think he was just like supporting her. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
Like she was 30 days in, fresh, new. Now they doing interviews.
Oh, she was that fresh?
Yeah, they had been together 30 days when they did
Oh,
interviews.
dang. Oh, yeah. Okay, that explains.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains. That might even explain why. I know we had them sitting a certain type of way, but that even explain, like you said, the body language, because she still seemed a little standoffish.
Yeah.
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 I can see that.
And then, like I said, if you listen to the interview, when those two would reference like the girls, like if T was like, yeah, when I go out with Deja and Jazz, or like I'm doing something with Deja and Jazz is like, I'm doing something with Deja and T, they never typically refer to each other first.
Okay.
And that was just something that I noticed throughout the interview. And looking back, they, not that they have any issue, but like they don't ever directly address like something that they do. Versus Jazz was saying, like, I used to hang out before T came. I used to hang out with Deja all the time. We would go out and do this, that, and the 3rd. And granted, she is new, 30 days in, you know, but they always refer to each other.
So do you think coming in that poly situation, 30 days in, that fast, getting acclimated with that situation, then now you're doing interviews and in the spotlight and people interviewing you think that could be kind of draining and tough or difficult for somebody to come into?
I do, because let's be real, the honeymoon phase isn't that long.
Okay.
You know what I
It
mean?
gotta be longer than 30 days.
I mean, it can be, but think about it. Like, we're settling in.
Okay.
We're now moving in together.
Okay.
That newness is slightly starting to go away.
Yeah.
Like 30 days in, I mean, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm still excited to come home to my man, but I know you're gonna be here.
Right.
You know, it's not like I haven't seen you all week, and it's, you know, we've been working and I'm so excited to come over to your house on the weekend. Like, this is our routine.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is who I rode in the car with. I woke up with them. I went to sleep with them. I ate with them. Our kids together. You know, like, that newness of a new relationship to me has more stress and strain, because now you are in the honeymoon phase and you're cohabitating.
Yeah.
So I feel like they hadn't gotten the chance for that honeymoon phase to diminish completely. And that's where we are today. You know?
I got you.
Because if you look at the interview, one thing she was saying, like, I asked, do you think this is a thing that you can do with longevity? I feel like Deja gave a very honest response. She was like, nothing is forever.
See, Deja seemed like the one that's more gullible.
You think so?
Yeah, she seemed like, because I ain't gonna say too much, but yeah, even after the interview, just our conversation, she just seemed so happy to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like whatever way they was gonna go, she was gonna go, and she just wanted to be a part of something. Like she seemed like she came from a messed up background.
Mhm.
Like Jerome said, that's typically the type of chicks he wants
Mhm.
is women who come from a messed up background. And since he wants those type of chicks, I feel like it's easy to manipulate them. But if he gives them that father figure that they never had before, it makes it easier for them women to stay around. And Deja just gave me that type of energy as if, yeah, I haven't been in a relationship this good, or
Mhm.
that's one thing she said. Or she was like, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, she's just excited. She's just younger, excited to be part
True.
of something. Yeah.
But looking, her response was like, I like it here, but nothing's forever.
Yeah.
So you never know, but I do enjoy being around these people.
Yeah.
Immediately, T was like, I've never done this before, but I would never do this with anybody else. I love these people. Like, she never gave any inkling of like, this is great. I don't know like what it's going to be like in the future.
Mhm.
Just acknowledging the fact that we can break up, but I like it right now. She was just like, I couldn't do this with nobody else. And she had like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, come on. We all feel like that in our relationship. Like,
Yeah.
I know you feel like that about your wife, but just being
Yeah.
realistic, things can always go awry. So
Yeah, you're right.
I kind of thought that, and for 30 days in, for you to just say like,
I
you
didn't
can
know.
do
I
this
did not
forever.
know it was that fresh. I thought they at least had a year in.
Uh-uh.
I did not know. We got on just interview.
Yeah.
But that's really what it is, because then he said they had an interview, or they had a live, I think, like a week before they had came and did your podcast.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
And so just even put her in the camera that fast, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like maybe take a picture of us all out on the day and let people get used to it. And then to me, how I would do is us going on date, like a podcast without her,
Mhm.
and then let people ask, hey, where's Tia at? Where's Tia? Y'all always posting pictures, but she's never on the podcast. Get more and more exciting. And then like it's like you have an introduction or like a rollout for Tia.
Yeah, true.
You get what I'm saying? But it's like he just threw her out. They just throwing her out there like the more the merrier. I know we're gonna get more publicity, the more girls I have, X, Y, and Z, because they might not all be together. It could be for publicity to get out there. Poly relationships is still, pretty popular, because I know it's another guy. I think his name is Kevin, and he has 2 wives, and he's supposed to be doing an interview with Tasha K.
Is he on TikTok? Are they in the condo?
I don't know, but he got 2. They kind of look alike. 2 chicks. They kind of look alike. I think both of them got locks.
I think I've seen
fair
them.
skinned,
Yeah.
about your complexion.
Yeah.
I think that poly just a popular thing right now.
True.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into the recap. So if you can go to 1837.
1837. Let's
Yes. And we're gonna watch this for a second, and then we're gonna give our thoughts.
18
around that area.
Don't do this on me.
Oh no.
It might not work. It should work.
If not, I still have my points written down.
No, we're gonna make this work.
Okay. We're gonna make it work. But yeah, I was really sad to see that their Hey you guys, it is Ashanti Jordan, and we are here at
some hidden things there.
Yeah.
The qualities that we actually look for is I look for
1837.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say she was closed minded, because Deja was open to anything. She was just very stubborn is definitely the word. Deja was stubborn. You tell her something and she gonna mumble under her breath. Deja is definitely, you're not gonna tell me this, you're not gonna tell me that. And then if you do tell her something, she gonna tell you no, but then turn around and still go do it anyways.
Yeah.
Deja, yeah, so she's very just like all the way there.
So I'm curious to know how long were you, I don't want to call you a side chick, but how long were you in that space where you were still seeing
why you use that word side? You said I don't want to call you a side chick.
He called her a side chick on his Facebook post as I was doing research. he said you went from my side chick to my wife.
Oh damn!
And
He
that's why
did
I
say
said that. Yes.
Damn, he did say
And
that.
I'm like, I don't want to be rude calling you a side chick to your face, but girl, tell me
he
what's
did
tea.
say that. He did.
Yeah. Me and him while he was in a committed relationship.
Well,
And what made you just be like,
so that's not the case. So the
Okay.
case was I thought I was the main.
Oh, okay, got it.
I thought I was the main. It maybe took a few months, probably a few months.
were you living with another woman?
She was staying with me.
How
My main
were
girl
you
was
doing
staying
this?
with me.
What time? How many
Because you
hours did you
don't-
have in your day? Because
Because I had a lot of hours in my day.
Oh, I can
but
tell.
because you don't, when you got a woman staying with you and another one staying we in Gaston and she in Birmingham, it's just like, okay, I can come down there and I can get away, or we can meet here. She wasn't always wanting to be up under the house. Like she ain't always wanted to be at the house. So that was a plus. Like, okay, that's dope. So her, I feel like her antenna started coming up. Like, why he ain't answering the phone? He just said he was here. So then
Yeah.
it's just so
it's a thing called woman's intuition. It's
pretty-
our
I
survival
learned.
mechanism. Self-preservation is the number one instinct, especially I feel like that women have. So yeah, she probably sniffed it out pretty quickly. So that was so interesting to see how they started off.
Started with manipulation,
Yeah.
lies, because she said she thought she was the main,
Yes.
and he said it was easy because she didn't want to be at the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary and crazy, but like he said, and I don't want to go too far because I don't know what points you're gonna make
Mm-hmm.
about this, but he said in this interview that he likes women who has had a rough past.
Yeah.
That sounds predatory.
I would say, like, for this specific clip, the thing that really resonated with me is his appetite for women. Like he had a woman that he was living with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure had full access to engage with her in whatever ways he felt like he could.
Yeah.
And he still felt like he wanted to date Jazz. And we don't know, because I didn't press the issue further, but like, were you dating other women as well? Because
That would have been good.
he could have been just with the two ladies.
Right. Could have.
But I feel like if you have that appetite to just cheat, where is your boundary? Like he was like, oh, I'm only gonna cheat with one girl. Like, who says that?
He did.
You know what I mean? Like, who's like, oh, I'm only gonna cheat with one
Yeah.
girl. So I'm like, okay, you have an appetite for women, and I feel like it came into fruition for you both.
So do you think Polly is like a band-aid for him?
I feel like subconsciously he is able to fulfill that appetite that he has for having multiple women, and it is at the forefront. So she subconsciously feels comfortable knowing that the women that he's going to interact with, I at least have some involvement with. Because when they talked about how when they first started dating the first girl, and she was like very jealous because he was taking that girl out on dates independent of Jazz, of his wife, and she wasn't really feeling that.
All right.
Even though time has gone forward and boundaries have been established, what's the difference?
I agree. Ain't no difference.
I don't think so.
Ain't no difference. I don't think it's no difference at all.
So just listening to that and reeling in from the conversation, I'm like, okay, you have a wound of being cheated on, because he mentioned that she blocked him and was like kind of done with the relationship. You have an obligation to fulfill to correct it for her, but you still want to stay in tune with your nature of just wanting to be with multiple women.
So hold on. Do you think her agreeing to being in a poly relationship was to kind of like put herself ahead of all the hurt?
Yeah, absolutely.
So she could be like, well, I know he's messing with this chick because now we have this type of relationship where he could be more open to me and tell me about the women, and maybe I could still have some type of control.
Yeah, because like as a woman, we don't want to not know what is going on. Like to some degree,
ignorance isn't bliss.
Not necessarily. When it comes to your household and your man is leaving out the house, or he was living with another woman during their relationship when they were dating, that's not cool. I feel like at least if everything's at the forefront, I can make a conscious decision.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking with you.
Right.
to avoid hurt versus me being blindsided
Mhm.
by the hurt.
Yeah, I think ignorance is bliss. I do. I do think ignorance is bliss.
I think in a lot of cases it is,
It's
but with my
definitely-
man, I want to know who is
Y'all,
it,
but y'all,
where.
y'all always say that,
Yeah.
and then when y'all find out, y'all be like, "Nah, I shouldn't have asked."
Oh no, I don't feel like that. I'll put it like this: I haven't been cheated on, so I have not had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how
Okay,
nosy I am.
so
I want to know.
your dude
Okay.
cheating on you. He feels guilty.
Okay.
He's thinking about telling you. Do you want him to tell you, or would you rather him just stop and take it to his grave?
Tell me. I want to see emails,
So, hold on,
hotel
hold on.
receipts,
No,
DM.
see, nah,
I want to see the
nah,
bank history.
nah,
Where did y'all go? I need to know everything.
Nah.
Why I can't know?
Cause why you gotta do all that? Why do you have to know emails, receipts,
I need to have a
hotels,
timestamp.
timestamps? Like
Yeah.
why?
I need to know.
He just told you he cheated. Just that,
Yeah,
that can't
I
be
need
good
to
enough?
have full transparency of your afterlife or your side life, what you got going on.
So my thing is, if he told you he cheated, why isn't that enough?
It just doesn't fulfill my appetite of knowledge. I'm hungry.
He
I
ain't
want to
gonna
know
tell-
who it
he ain't gonna-
is.
he's not telling you if he cheats. Then
I will say this: if I ever found out my partner cheated on me, I'm not gonna say anything until I have probably about 80% of the information I need to nail you to the cross. Because I'm gonna be pissed. You better come with the other 20. Because if you don't, and I find out, it's gonna be worse.
yeah, I just rather take it to the grave. If I'm cheating, I take it to the grave, and if I get caught, it just be over with.
Yeah, it's gonna be both. I want to know all the information.
Nah, I ain't telling all that because the thing is, if you already gonna be hurt by that type of information, why would you want to be hurt even more?
Because I feel like break my heart at once. Don't give me, okay, I cheated, and later down the road, we're trying to get over it, and later down the road, I figured out you took her to our favorite place, and I'm
But see,
upset.
those are questions. I feel like those are questions that comes to asking too much. You know he's a cheater.
Mhm.
You know he's cheated on you.
Mhm.
Aren't you going to feel like, oh, he probably bought that bitch here before, or he probably bought, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna have those thoughts in your head because your mind's gonna wonder anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt my
So
feelings.
yeah, and then let's say, because trust has been betrayed now.
Right.
I cheated on you. I say, we did X, Y, and Z. Are you going to fully feel like, or truly feel like I've told you every detail that's going on? Are you going to feel that way?
I feel like if you can answer the questions that I have,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel fulfilled.
Okay.
So if I have 50 questions,
yeah,
I imagine I have 50 answers.
Y'all hear Shanti talking and saying this, right? So
God forbid, I don't wish infidelity on any.
No, I don't wish it on
If you're
nobody.
listening, let me know right now. Do you want to know all of everything going on if your partner cheats, or do you just want to know he cheated or she cheated and then you just gonna either break up or move forward? Let me know, because I know I'm not crazy. I want to know, because I don't want to be embarrassed going places like.
But you're gonna always feel that way.
Not particularly.
But okay, so let's do it. If your man cheat on you, staying.
No.
So you ain't got to worry about nothing else.
But still, I want to know.
If you're not going to stay,
oh, I want to know.
If you're not going to stay, then you don't need to ask any more questions. If
Yes,
you know, hey, I find this out, I'm gone.
Yeah, I still want to find out. I'm hungry for the information. I want to know. You, and then you know what? Another thing too, I don't want someone to be able to insult me with information regarding me in some capacity, and I'm unaware. So if somebody be like, "Girl, that's why I seen your man down at the casino with da 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 da," girl, I already know. So and what?
You can say that when a woman says that. Too.
Oh no, my reaction is gonna be like, "Girl, it's gonna hit me. It's gonna hurt." But if I already know you coming with a loaded gun,
hold on. You're the one that's supposed to be more savvy when it comes to stuff like this in the political realm and keeping your face straight and people saying stuff. So you're supposed to be on your P's and Q's no matter what. Because let's say you don't know your man cheating. Mm-hmm. Or why can a woman meet you in the bathroom at an event and say, I seen your man X, Y, and Z. You still got to keep your composure.
Oh, I will, but I'm saying it's gonna be a punch to my ego, my feelings, my
And see
all of that.
That's the issue.
So I don't want to be blindsided.
Yeah, ego.
Oh yeah.
Because you feel like if you know more, then your ego would be less bruised. But I don't think it's going to be less bruised because you know more.
I mean, you could feel that way. I don't feel like that, but you could feel like that. I do feel like I don't want anybody to hurt me with some information regarding me or people attached to me, and I feel like they're gonna blindside me and make me feel bad about it. I'm sorry. Let's see. I think I would want to know some details. Yeah, I need to know because I want to know how close in proximity this is. Is this somebody that I know? Because I know someone.
Okay, no, I can see you asking, who is it?
Yeah. And where
That's
did you
it.
go? Especially if it's a mutual friend.
Or let's say
Other mutual friends know about this.
Okay, so what if he said? So you gonna ask him, do he love her too?
No, I don't care if you love her or not. I want to know where you went. I want to know what y'all did. Did you spend money with her? Was you banging her?
Yeah, he was spending money on her. You know, if he cheating, he's spending money on her.
Was you banging her unprotected?
Yeah, he was banging her
Where?
unprotected.
Where was y'all going? What was I doing? I just need to know.
You was at work. You was with the kids. You was somewhere where I could go and cheat on you.
Yeah. Okay. I need to know.
Okay.
I just
y'all hear this. Y'all hear this. I'm just listening. I'm just taking this in because if I get cheated, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know. If you say, hey, I will personally, if I don't know that you're cheating on me, just take it to the grave. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like I don't like if my friends catch my wife out there with a nigga, like, don't tell me. Please don't tell me. If I'm happy, ignorance is bliss. If I'm happy, let me be happy. If it comes up and my face blows up one day, I have no choice but to deal with it. That's what you want to say.
Yeah. Let's see. All of that is important, especially regarding being. Yeah, I need to know.
But see, this is the thing about it is, if your man is cheating on you and he's cheating unprotected, you're not going to stop anything because your first mind should be, let me go get tested because this person having sex with somebody else. So there's no need to actually ask if are you having sex unprotected? Because
I still want to know. Could she be pregnant?
That might be a question you might want to ask.
Yeah, were you having sex with her unprotected?
But could she be pregnant? No, like this is a yes or no. But if he's having sex with somebody else, you're still gonna want to go get tested. So and if you have something, you have something. You don't. You knowing that knowledge and asking that is just a question that you'll be asking for no reason.
No, it's a reason. Peace of mind. I want to know where that purple pickle has been.
But the only way you're going to know that is
I'm gonna go
being tested. But
I'm saying in the heat of the moment, I ain't gonna be like, oh, you slept with her. Let me go get an STD test, and I'll come back and ask you some more questions. No, you slept with her. Do I need to know about anything? Did you use protection? I want to know how nasty and gutter you like to get when you get the treatment. How nasty you?
You're trying to see how much he'll go with his betrayal.
Yeah.
Basically, you're trying to see is he gonna betray you and do dirt more than you would?
Not necessarily.
That's what it sounds like.
I just want to know what's going on in your life, honey.
Okay. Well,
right. So the next one is going to be 2023.
2023.
And we're gonna be talking about upbringing influencing the lifestyle choices of these ladies today. I think specifically Deja. Auntie. Comments, and I feel like it's really directed to UT and you, Deja.
Don't mess up on me.
Did anything in your upbringing? It's still buffering.
Y'all bear with me. I need a new laptop. I think this one had its
influence your relationship dynamic changing. So I'm assuming when you guys decided to become mothers, you were in a monogamous space with the parent. So what made you be like, I know you said you were bored, but was it anything else that was kind of like, maybe I could try polygamy instead of like going this monogamous route?
Yes. So when I went on a date with them or whatever, I got to know them, and it was like, we all have kids, we all work together, and we always help each other. So I'm like, dang, I can get help with all these people, and there's one person that's not even helping me at all. Like,
right. Okay.
I agree with everything she just said. But yeah, it's all about getting the help and building an empire. And their vibes is like unmatched. So like anybody else,
True.
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. Anybody else I feel like I couldn't do it with. And it's just cause I don't know, we all like
Deja definitely my best friend. Deja,
we
So listening to that,
Listening to that, it sounds like they got rehearsed lines for her to say.
you think so?
Yeah, like even how she piggybacked off T, and T's the new girl 30 days in.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. And I know we're gonna talk about it a little later, like attracting broken women. Not saying that they are broken, but people that come
Let's
from
call it like it is. These are broken women.
I don't want to use that.
Well, I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I'm saying it out of my own mouth. Cedric is saying these are broken women.
That come from backgrounds that are not complete. You know what I mean? Coming from a place where they're both single mothers with very young kids.
Like even Deja and T both said they both grew up without their fathers in the
Mhm.
hood. They had trouble with acceptance because I remember Deja saying she didn't like when people called her a white girl,
Mhm.
and they always identify as black, but you know their identity was an issue as well.
Mhm.
So, like I said, these are people that come from backgrounds of identity issues, father issues,
Mhm.
upbringing with their mothers and stuff. Because I think one of them said something about their mothers in this interview, did they not?
Yeah, all of the girls actually only referenced their mothers, if I'm not mistaken. But T said that her mom was having a hard time coming around. And Jerome even mentioned, I think he mentioned something like he doesn't know about her mom or something, like
Yeah.
they hadn't met or something like that.
Yeah, it was something wild.
Yeah. And just knowing that they come from that style background, I think it can be supportive of something like this because there may be a lack of standard. Not that they don't have standards, but
Sound like a bunch of trauma bonding going on.
yeah, somewhat.
That's what it sounds like. I'm hurt, you're hurt, we're hurt. Let's all join and make a big happy family and put kids in this and put them back into society.
Mhm.
And so somebody else can trauma bond with my kids and our kids and stuff. It's like it's a never ending cycle. Like we have to really break this cycle of trauma bonding because I know a lot of people actually get together off of that.
Mhm.
And I've actually dated a woman. We had the same exact story. Like we were the same person, just in different sexes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like you telling me this story about how your husband cheated on you, got somebody pregnant with the whoop, and I'm like, it's crazy telling me this because basically mine was the same thing in the flip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we was, talking, having conversations, and saying we had the same upbringing, and like both come from same
Mhm.
two
Two-parent.
parent households, and both of the people that we were dating didn't come from two parent households.
Mhm.
They weren't stable and stuff like that, so they didn't even understand like how to even make a family really work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it was like a lot of stuff that we related on. I'm like, it just clicked to me. I'm like, this is a trauma bond type deal.
Listening to Deja kind of talk about how she been with him for 3 years and she's 21, so I'm assuming anywhere from the later 17 to 18 years old
Mhm.
when they first met.
And she might have been younger. She might just say that for legal issues.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like at 3 years ago, because Jerome and I are the same age, 25
Okay.
years old, I cannot imagine me going to my mom at 17, 18. Like, I'm about to date a man and his wife. That's 25.
I'm gonna say this. You can't imagine telling your parents.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the
Yeah.
structure.
But just think about this. How many women can go to their mothers and say, hey, mama, I'm a side chick?
Lord mercy.
How many women,
I-
because we all been saying this
But
lately, a lot of these women been raised by side chicks.
I agree. I do think that. I do think there are a lot of women that are raised by mistresses and side chicks. I do.
Okay.
But in her specific thing, she is not a side chick. It's a throuple.
Okay.
And
That sounds funny at times about to say that.
and her mom, she said her mom didn't really give her any pushback. She was supportive of it. And
Shy chick tendencies.
I just am like, what guidance? Like, my mama would have been double checking. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
y'all upbringing different. And
it
so
is.
sometimes this is what I always used to struggle with, because people used to be telling me stuff like, and I used to work at like plants and warehouses and jobs, and people used to be telling me their stories and things that they used to get into. I'm like, this sounds like a soap opera. This can't not be real life. Like,
Yeah.
this can't be true. What people were actually living like this. And then so much so, I remember the last plant job I had when I was working at Hubble. 60 as a love triangle.
Mhm.
I'm gonna break it down quick. Love triangle. The man 60, the woman 60, and the other woman like 55, right?
Mhm.
This man has a wife at home, but he's dated both of these women in the plant. He left one woman alone, started dating the other woman. They got into a big argument because the other lady that he left could not get over it because she said the man treated her nice. Basically, he was breaking off some bread and she didn't want to lose that bread to another woman. But like I said, this man has a whole wife at home already.
Mhm.
So they get into a big argument at lunch. We go on lunch break. They get in a big argument. All I see, we walking back to the machines that we was working at, right?
Mhm.
While we get to the machines, the lady go to her machine, then I see the dude walk with a big a big like he was just mad, right? His
Mhm.
face was just heated, right?
Mhm.
So he gets to the lady, he goes over there and says something to her. All I see was this lady pick up a part and swing on this man, try to knock this man out with this part.
Oh my God.
Yes, they fired both of them that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had to go over there and break them up. And then both the man and the lady, neither one of them are small.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is really some soap opera stuff.
And people lives, like, they just kind of go through with lack of guidance, and it lands them in situations like
I'm
that.
surprised so many people want to live in that type of turmoil though. Like, why?
I feel like they do the best with what they have. You know what I mean? She may not know any other way of operating. You know, that lady that's throwing equipment at work, she has
60 years old too.
she has no other way of operating. She has
Yeah.
lost control.
And I say 60 years old, like that's supposed to mean something. Well, my upbringing, I was taught the older that somebody is, the more wisdom they should
Mhm.
have or have obtained throughout life. But like I said, the more you interact with people, and I think a lot of the times when you feel like when your parents kind of give you like a sheltered life and you're not exposed to a lot of stuff, it's like, whoa, like
Yeah.
people are really live out here. You know
And you know what? Oftentimes negative behaviors have been positively rewarded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it lands them in those places where they are at the job throwing equipment.
Yeah. Oh.
How to kill somebody. You can go to 2154. This is a point I want to prove because I'm pissed off about this one.
You pissed off about it? Oh, I gotta see this one now.
You
I
know
want
what
to
it
make a
is.
statement. I know you mentioned polygamy. I just want to clear it up that we do not practice polygamy.
I'm
We
sorry.
practice polyamory.
Okay, can you explain the difference for me?
So polygamy is when you have the man and he have the wives, and the wives do not interact, so they're sister wives.
Okay.
And then polyamory is more of 3 or more people in a relationship with any consensual agreements between those people.
Okay.
So it could be that. Sorry, it could be that. Hypothetically, just an example, Jerome and T together, and Jerome is with Deja, but Deja is not with T. It could be a poly like that, or it could be just all of us in a closed quad like we are now.
Okay. So I guess, can that dynamic still exist even though you are legally married to him?
What you mean?
Like with you guys being, is it polyamorous? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
That's right.
So it can all coexist. You can be polyamorous with all of them, even though you're legally bound to just him.
Yes.
Okay, so that has gone down in my most cringiest moment.
Because I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I forgot.
It's
I was
okay.
like, what is polyamorous?
I was thinking
When
the same thing.
And you said, because when she said it, I seen your face. You was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, that don't even sound right.
But you know what? I don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's kind of like, oh, well, let me say it how you say it. But every time I said it in this interview, as I watched it back, I say it with such curiosity, like polymorphs.
Yeah.
I want to clarify
Bruh.
for the
Bruh.
statement that she was making, she was trying to say polyamorous.
Yes.
I looked up the definition from Merriam-Webster about what polygamy is
Okay.
and what polyamory is.
Okay. Well, let us know because I don't know.
So, polygamy is marriage in which a spouse of either sex may have more than one mate at the same time. It does not discuss or mention any sexual interactions with anybody. It is a person being married to multiple people.
Okay. That's polygamy.
That's polygamy.
Okay.
I said that they practice polygamy because from his words, he is in a marriage contract, whether it's a legal contract or a verbal contract, with more than one woman.
And that's what he said. That's correct.
And that is why I said that they are polygamists,
Okay.
because per definition. Now, polyamory is the state or practice of having more than one open romantic relationship at a time. So technically, they practice both because they are in a plural marriage per
Mhm.
his word, and they also practice polyamorous or polyamorous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So technically, from Merriam-Webster's definition, I was not mislabeling them.
Yeah.
I was mispronouncing a word that was reiterated to me. But per the definition, he is a polygamist
Right.
and they practice polygamy.
Yeah. I think, like I said, to me, this is really just a fly by night type of stuff where we can get some money, publicity, and fame. Because don't they supposed to be going on Skinbone tomorrow?
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not that everything is supposed to be perfect, but how are you practicing something you cannot pronounce? I got that question so many times. How in the world is she in a poly relationship and she can't even pronounce the terminology? I'm assuming she made a comment and she just misspoke, but she said it repetitively. So maybe that's how she pronounces it.
She pronounces it that way. Polyamorous. It's polyamorous. No, I have never heard anybody say it like that. So when she said it, I was like, oh, this must be some new stuff.
That's what I thought.
I was like, oh, she finna tell us some new stuff. Yeah, let's get. But when she said it, I was like,
oh my God,
bruh, you pronouncing this wrong.
Yes, absolutely. So it's not polyamorous, it's polyamorous. And if you listen to the interview and you hear me continue to pronounce it like that, just know I die a little bit on the inside every time I hear myself say that. So highly embarrassed. I know it wasn't intentional, but I like to pronounce my words correctly. And
well, I guess going forward, if you say something and somebody tries to correct you, and you know, if it's not like the name or something like that, you're like, well, I'm just gonna pronounce it this way, and you can pronounce it that way, so we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I literally thought she was giving me a new term.
I thought so too. When she said it like that, I was like, oh yeah, she finna tell this. We finna get good now. She finna tell us a new stuff.
I know.
Nah,
I'm like, wait a minute. Out of all the things I've read, like closed poly, open poly, different dynamics, I ain't never heard no polyamorous. Oh my gosh, that makes me cringe.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was real weird.
Okay, so we can go on to the contract. So we can go to 22:59 or 23 minutes.
23 minutes.
Yeah.
23 what?
It was 22:59 or 23 minutes. Just like right on the brink. Not too far from where we are. So I know that you guys do have a marriage certificate. Are you guys going to implement any other contracts that are going to legally bind these other women to you guys?
So with our marriage certificate, honestly, if it was up to me, it wouldn't. Learning what we know now, we wouldn't have a marriage certificate. Just being able to be married on paper and have somebody tell you when you cannot and cannot love or be with somebody. Jasmine, can you explain it better?
So we just believe that marriage on a piece of paper is an economical move. It's more of a business. It's not necessarily you stating, yeah, I love this person, you love me. That's just a business. They're just making money off of it. So it's more of a marriage with God.
Okay. I guess my next question would be, I know I listened to you guys talk before and you were definitely talking about how you guys pull resources together to, attain different assets, whether that be house, car, upgrading things in your lives. So if this goes on for another 3 years and you guys move into a bigger house, and then a wife decides that she wants to detached from the group, but she has equity in that home. How do you think that that would work without there being a contract in place?
Well, we're not no bogus. We're not a bogus relationship.
Right.
To where if you do feel like you want to leave and you do have something in it, we're gonna make sure that you get something out of it.
You can-
So our ex-girlfriend, we actually
I thought that was the worst advice
Ever.
to give, because you're not telling me that, like, oh, we bought a house and I know you put $25,000 in it and we broke
Right.
up on Monday, Tuesday. Let me just wire your 25K, go about your business.
Right.
Absolutely
He
not.
didn't explain anything. He just gave the bullshit answer.
Yes,
If you give something, you're gonna get something out of it.
absolutely not.
What is that? What does that even mean?
Second of all, like, he went on to talk about, he had purchased cars and stuff in his name. Because he had purchased it in his name and there's no other legal contract, he could have purchased both of those two girls a car. If Jasmine decides that she want to divorce him, that is marital assets.
Oh, so that means even if he bought a car for the other girl, she could probably take those too.
Absolutely. You have
That's
purchased this
crazy.
within the confines of this marriage. There is no contract saying, I'm purchasing this for this wife,
I
and
got
if
you.
something happens, this is her car. She can go in and say he bought 3 cars.
But you know what? That might be another reason why those two are married too.
Oh, I definitely think so.
Because that could be they hustle because they get a girl to come in, he buys them something, or they try to leave with it. Legally, this is ours.
Even a home buying process. I didn't know this, but my dad was saying if those 4 people decide they're going to go and put money down and get a house, right? All 4 of their names are on the house. If one of them decides to go out and take a loan out from the bank, let's say they bought a house that's like $200,000. So y'all put in $50,000.
Okay.
They take their loan out from the bank. Let's say they took out $100,000 and they cannot fulfill that debt. The bank can say, well, we're going to put a lien on your property.
On your property, yeah.
And because they have no contract that is going to say whatever financial problems that this person gets in is not going to impact the livelihood of this house, the bank can say, I know y'all house worth 200,000. We taking 100.
Right.
Y'all getting ready to get 25 back. And they will have nothing that will protect them from that. And so, looking at them being young and still trying to figure things out, I'm like, man, you got to have something in place, not only to protect your assets, but those people from trying to take it from you.
Yeah. So actually, now that we know this, and if you're a person that's watching this that's thinking about poly, it probably would be in your best interest if you do decide to get in a poly relationship that no one is married in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if, let's just say, only Jerome and Jazz put down money for the house and apply for it and get approved,
Mhm.
but they've all been contributing to the house, and for whatever reason they decide to divorce, she can legally claim that house to be either sold or whatever. It could come, they just want to dissolve everything they have together. Businesses,
Mhm.
house, car, what other assets they have.
Yeah.
Because there wouldn't be anything in place to protect T or Deja.
Yeah.
They would be without a home and a car and whatever else.
So, have you ever looked at those poly groups on Facebook? You join any?
I haven't joined any, no.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Okay.
Poly seems like a baby mama safe haven.
I've heard that.
Poly seems like a baby mama safe haven. And the reason that I say that is if you ever watch these groups, in joining these groups, you're going to see a lot of women who are multiple kids by multiple men who are late 30s, early 40s, trying to try something out because it seems easier because you have another woman there to help you. You have 2 other people there to help you, or however many people there to help you with your children. It might be a little bit easier for a man to want to take you on, knowing that he can sleep with you and other women too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think about it. It's a raw deal for a man to come in and just take care of me and my kids and only want to be with me. A lot of men ain't trying to sign up for that.
Yeah.
That's why we have, women proposing to men nowadays,
God.
And like I said, it's really like I said, baby mama safe haven.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I also think those women are looking for father figures by any means
Yeah.
for their children, and they make hasty decisions. I've seen people talk about that a lot. It breeds single mothers and definitely like broken women
Yeah.
for sure. Unfortunately.
So we always talk about the broken part. So that's the one extreme.
Mhm.
Do you think healthy people can be in poly relationships?
I think the only healthy dynamic that a person could be in that's mentally healthy would be one where the man is financially able to contribute and provide for her household. That would be the only one I would say.
So what are you saying? So that's like one man and one woman?
No, I mean, like if he has 3 wives, but he can afford to finance them independent of us sharing a bed.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Why does it seem, because I always say this and I tell men this, poly is not a financial plan. And it seems like we have so many men that when they speak about poly, they always talk about, well, we all are going to work, we're all going to get this money, we're all going to build something. When my understanding of poly is you should only take on as many women as you can afford.
True.
Not looking for women that can afford a lifestyle together. You can afford them a lifestyle to come in to want to deal with that situation.
Mhm.
So, like I said, a lot of guys are trying to use poly as a financial plan and get all these wives and think, oh, all these incomes together and we're gonna work together and build this. And I'm like, that's not how this is supposed to work.
No, I
at
think
all.
like when you mentioned before, like you need to be able to afford the lifestyle.
Mhm.
To me, what I would consider what Eastern polygamy
Mhm.
is the true definition of a dominant and submissive relationship.
Okay.
I can 100% follow your lead because you have proven yourself to be worthy of not only obtaining and managing finances, taking great care of me, providing for our household, and making sure that I'm comfortable. I can lead behind a man versus a man that cannot attain the things that we have right now
Mhm.
without me, but still think that I need to be following your lead because you're the man.
Could you do poly?
I could do poly if my partner could comfortably afford my lifestyle.
Got it. So you could do poly.
If he was in the oil business and
Hold
he
up.
was
Okay,
like, I want to see you
let's
2-3
take
times.
you out of this.
Okay.
Would your parents allow you to do poly?
My first marriage, I think they would be upset. It would be my first marriage, though. It wouldn't be the only one. It would be my first
What you
one.
mean?
I would definitely marry and financially gain as much as I could. And then when I really want to get married for like true love, I would.
So
have
you
somebody
would
else.
you would marry for the game plan.
Absolutely.
So what
I
if
would not even be. I would be a contractual wife per year.
so what if a prenup was involved?
I would do that. Yeah, a prenup. I feel like I want a contractual. I need to be contracted to be a wife for 365 days. I need to make sure that these expenses are covered.
Mhm.
This amount of liquid assets is provided so that I'm comfortable and ready for my wifely duties.
Mhm.
And on January 1st of the next year, you have 5 days to fulfill that financial obligation and renew that contract, or I will be deeming myself single. Yeah,
Oh, so that's how you're gonna do it.
absolutely.
Okay.
Year by year.
Year by year.
Yeah. And I'm not working. You kind of know it's a price tag.
Well, I'm just saying.
I actually had a man ask me about polygamy. I know I kind of touched on it before. I told him he needed to give me $250,000 liquid in my account, and I would be his wife for 365
I
days.
don't take that for you be no pilot.
Oh yeah, for me
It ain't
to
gonna take that much.
that amount of money is gonna give me the comfortability of me being able to suppress my emotions that you are with another
hell,
woman.
you don't need to do poly.
I don't.
You gotta suppress emotions and
Yeah,
stuff.
knowing that you're laying down with another woman and that you're ready to come over to my house in a couple weeks. Yeah, because we're like, where you been? What you been doing? Yeah, but in order for me to say, I don't need to ask that. He's with his other wife. I'm
You hold on, but you already know that because that's the part of the
Yeah.
pilot. You ain't got to worry about no otherwise because you know he has one. It's
$250,000 sounds like enough for me to say I can put aside jealousy for the year. Yeah, I can't.
but you're not. No, you're not. Even
Oh,
if
yeah.
even if he gave you the money, you still gonna have a hiccup where you're gonna show some type of jealousy,
Probably
some type
so.
of
It won't be
yeah.
as intense. It'll be
It
mild.
will. It
Then
will.
I'll be
You
remembering.
know what? The money might make you actually more jealous because if this man can do this for me, why don't I just disrupt it all and see if I can get it off myself?
Probably not, because I wouldn't see that person as marriage material.
Why?
Why? What you mean? That's why I don't want to legally be bound to you. I don't want to be with you.
Hold on. But why he can't be marriage material because he has multiple wives though?
He's not marriage material for me. I want my husband, legally, my legal husband, to be in my bed every single night, independent of any other wife, any other kids, any other vaginas. I want to be the only vagina in the picture.
That 200,000 sound crazy, don't it?
Look,
Who this is?
yeah, 250,000. That's what I want, baby.
I'm so weak. Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Uh-huh.
That 250 sound crazy.
You got to
as
pay to
hell.
play with me. I'm sorry, you got to do it.
Oh hell.
So, and guess what? You know, he told me recently, I'm working on a new business. He's talking about he's trying to get together. Okay, get it together. Get it together. Let me know. What's up? I got 365 days. And I'll be in a poly open relationship. I have me a boyfriend. Come on.
She ain't getting what's her name? Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle, she not finna get no 250. I'm sorry, bro. She not finna. She's not getting 250. It sound good on a podcast and these microphones and if you watch it through Facebook or
Look,
YouTube,
baby.
make sure if you watch it on Facebook, y'all make sure y'all follow the page,
Yes.
share the page, like the video. YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe, like the video. We need likes. Trying to build this page up. Let's go. But she's not getting his $250,000.
If I do, I vowed to never post my partner unless I was married. But if he gives me 250, I will post his full face on my page.
Oh, so hold on. If he give you 250, you're not putting no emojis of his face.
He would be my contractual husband. He would pass Wizard Kelly till I'm married. He would be because you know.
You gonna parade this man around?
Oh, I won't parade him, but I just be like, hey y'all, I just supposed to selfie with him in Dubai. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, where you want to go next?
Okay, we're gonna go to 4551. We're gonna be talking about how they look for new partners and why I think that this method of looking for new partners in a poly relationship is not good or the best strategy.
4551.
Make sure you share the video too and like it. Thank you guys.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We wasn't ready for
I was
her.
ready for y'all. Y'all were ready
Yeah,
for
we
me.
weren't ready. We thought we were gonna turn her out. She done got in there and turned them out.
So when you guys are looking for different partners in you guys' dynamic, do you normally search within a poly community or do you kind of reach out and kind of see who catches the hook?
We do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do both. Because a lot of people, especially in Alabama, are not familiar with poly.
Mhm.
So it can be a little difficult approaching a female that is monogamous.
Mhm.
So
I think it'll be my fault. I think it'll be easier to be with somebody who is monogamous.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So you can teach them more and stuff like that, so they can learn. And then you can your experience. Like somebody who did poly before, they'll be so used to that other relationship. And
Which a monogamous person, when they come in, for one, if you already coming into a poly, you're already open-minded. So when you coming in, something open-minded, just like getting a new job, you got to learn this new job. So you got to learn how they do things. You got to learn how things are done, and you're gonna start doing your research also on the job if you're dedicated to your job.
I think this is such a bad way of finding a new wife and a partner.
You know what? I think they have a thrill of turning people out.
I
too.
do. It's like you mentioned before, like a form of manipulation.
Yeah, it's definitely given. We want to turn you out. We want to see what we can get you to do. Because why would you not go to somebody that's been in this and more seasoned to be
Yeah.
open with the poly dynamic. Why would you want to date somebody monogamous?
Right.
And see how she was on cue with that. Yeah, I think it'd be easy to date somebody monogamous. I think they told her to say that.
Probably so. And ever since I did that interview, I've had maybe 3 to 4 girls reach out to me that they have messaged, like, and they are completely monogamous women, and they've messaged to go out on dates and meet me here, DM me your number, you look cute, swiping up on stories. I'm not saying that they can't do that, but the women that have come forward to me told me that they never showed any interest prior to that pursuit, and they are definitely turned off now. But it seems like leading the blind. Like, you are unfamiliar with this water. I choose you because I'm gonna give you a new thrill versus someone that, like you said, is seasoned. They know the
But see,
waters.
I'm gonna say this. Women are typically more freakier than men.
Okay.
And so with the poly dynamic, it can kind of give a woman a different level of excitement. Because when I talk to people about poly, when I talk to men about poly, I hear a lot of men say, I don't want to do poly because I don't want to have to deal with 2 women. That's already hard enough.
Mhm.
When I talk to women about poly, it's like, oh yeah, it'll be a good time. We can turn up. We can do whoop whoop X, Y, and Z. But then when they say they turning up or we can do whatever or X, Y, and Z, they're always referring to sex.
I agree. I think it's like in
Yeah.
a woman's mind, we're creating a fantasy for our partner, for our man, to enjoy and explore and be a part of that experience.
Mhm.
But I would say there is a woman that would, a more broken woman to me, would be more prompt to wanting to appease that side of her relationship. Like, I need to perform. You know what I mean? I don't want him to get bored with me. I want to be exciting. I want to be fun. I want to be new. I want to be shiny. And so I'm going to do these things to make myself more desirable.
But I disagree with that aspect.
Okay.
That a woman has to be broken to want to please her.
I don't
man.
say has to be, but I would say that they would be more inclined.
I'm gonna say this. I feel as if a woman, if a woman is not filled with a lot of ego and pride, I think a woman is willing to do a lot for her man that the average woman is not going to do, because in our society, I think women are way more prideful nowadays than they have ever been.
Mhm.
And so, that's why women want to, obtain careers and so certain social status. And like you said, I want to know where you've been with this woman, and if who I know have seen you with this woman. It's like the social status. But when a woman is pride and ego and she really love her man, I feel as if it ain't too much that woman won't do for you.
I think that's true within the parameters of her being comfortable. And that's like where it lies for me. I want my husband to be fulfilled in every way that I feel comfortable doing that. I'd have zero desire for him to be inside someone else's vagina.
I got a question there. If you're talking about comfortability, if you were monogamous in a relationship with a man and he wanted to do something that you weren't comfortable with, but you agreed to doing said sexual favor, would you then be broken, or would you then be trying to try something new to please your man?
I would be interested in doing something new for my husband within the parameters of me being comfortable. And that's just where it's going to lie. I don't think that I should go beyond my boundary of being comfortable to appease you.
But I'm asking you.
I would say,
if you and your husband, if you did something for your husband that was out of the realm or scope of you being comfortable, but you wanted to do it on the strength of pleasing your husband, not for you, but your husband said, hey, baby, I want to try this. And for the lack of anything, since golden showers have been a thing, let's say he said, baby, I want to do this golden shower. And you were like, oh, that's not something that I really want to do. And he thought about it. It's like, well, I'm not really comfortable, but my husband wants to do this. I want to do it for him because he wants it. Do you think that would mean you were broken if you did that?
Possibly. That's so degrading. That's like a degrading kink. Not interested in urine on my body.
Okay, so any sexual thing.
Yeah. Would I say it it may make me broken? If it's something that I hadn't considered before, then no. But if it's something that I considered and I said I don't want to do this and he wants me to do it and I decide to do it, some part of me is feeling like I can't win this fight. I need to conform. I would say so.
So I had a question. Well, how do you feel about new experiences then?
I'm open to new experiences, but I know sexually my bounds, and I don't care who it is. It could be God coming down on a burning bush. I don't want to do that.
How do you know? I know, okay, so we use golden showers, but how do you know that you've reached your sexual peak in your life with the people that you've only been with?
I would say this. I'm not going to say things that I may be interested in. I'm going to say no to, but I know that there are some core things from if I turned 65 or I had to do something to save my life that I'm not going to do.
Mm.
I'm clear. I don't have any interest in doing anything backdoor with my man. It ain't gonna be nothing he could do that's gonna make me want to do that. It's gonna be nothing that's gonna make me want to be with him and another man. It ain't gonna never happen.
I'm just going on what you said, because you said if it goes against her level of comfortability.
If I've said already, Ashanti, no, these are A through Z things that you do not want to do, and I'm talking to my man, and he is like, I want to try A through Z, and I'm already clear about I am not doing A through Z. Some part of me is gonna break if I have to put my finger in his butt. Yes.
Why are you going? I didn't even say that.
But I'm just saying, like, things that I decided I don't want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna be hurt, broken. I'm going to need therapy because I need to figure out what got my mind going there. I don't want to do that, and I don't feel like
I'm gonna say this. I've done stuff for women, not to women, and it's not sexual. I've done stuff for women that I wasn't comfortable doing. And then after I did it, it's like, okay, that's cool. I can do that again. It's not as bad. And I feel like those are part of the experiences, because it's a lot of stuff I said that I wouldn't do that I did. And it's like, okay. And one thing my mama used to always tell me growing up, she said, son, don't never say never. And that was wise advice, because there's a lot of stuff I said I'm never going to do that I've done. And I found out, I actually like this stuff that I thought I would never.
I don't think you have to try everything to know you don't want to do it, though.
No, I do agree.
Yeah.
I think being too open leads people down a path of no return.
Yeah.
But there should be a level of maybe persuasion. Like I said, if love is a factor, and then let's say you got love there, your man doing what he's supposed to do financially, it's like, this the big dog here. So
yeah, and like I think that being uncomfortable in an uncomfortable space is cool. We're all gonna be uncomfortable, but when you already established like this is a hard no, I'm not getting ready to go against that. Sorry. Okay. Get somebody else to do it.
You cold? You want to cut that fan off?
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay.
I'm comfortable. We can go to 5937.
59.
Gonna talk about being an individual person and what their views about individuality is. Yes, Danielle, I am very clear with my boundaries. You already know. Hold on. What's the comment? Very true. Not every lesson you learn, you have to experience firsthand. Yeah, that's true. Like, even though this is like a taboo example, if you know you're not interested in men, ain't nobody getting ready to persuade you to do it, right?
No, hell no.
All right, then. That's exactly how I feel.
But yeah. You know what I've been noticing about people that have podcasts more and more. I be just watching.
Yeah.
People like to go to extreme. There's never a middle of the road.
It's not. No.
I don't want to be like, that's another thing. I don't want to be that way.
To me, that extreme no that you just had to that are some extreme no's that I have to some sexual things I'm not willing to do.
Okay,
consideration.
I understand it, but I was just going off what you said about trying stuff past being comfortable.
Yeah, but you already know where your comfortability lies.
To a point, yeah. I know I don't like men. Period.
Right.
Like I've never looked at a man like I know I don't like men.
Right.
Like I know that. Like I would never try that. So it's like I don't need to do that.
And
you
I know I don't want to be peed on. I don't want to try it.
Yeah, you know.
Mm-mm.
I didn't think I want to be peed on too until I found out what squirting was by accident. So
Yeah,
you know, it is.
I don't
what
want
it
to be
is.
peed or squirted on.
I hope a man ain't squirting on you.
Ew. I don't want anything on my body.
It said 59:31, right?
37, but 31 is fine. It don't matter.
Almost it's 59:08 right here.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like my relationship is always included, like when I'm hanging out with my friends.
Okay. You don't ever desire to be like, I'm finna go watch the game with the guys. Like,
I don't have friends. I don't associate with dudes for real. I'm always to myself. Like if I'm not with them, then I don't associate with people. I don't feel like a lot of people really don't vibe as far as on my level.
so I guess when you're, I mean, like, I know you depend on these women to, hold you when you're strong and when you're, vulnerable. But like, I think that is a natural need to want to connect with someone that you are not trying to emotionally protect.
I definitely feel like you're true. You're right about that. I actually had a conversation with somebody that spoke on that, which was a doctor. He asked me, what make me happy. And I told him I feel like the only thing that make me happy is seeing them happy. I feel like every business that I created, I'm not in tune with that business. I'm not passionate about it.
But this is not your business.
I'm not talking about them. I'm saying
Yeah.
like any business that I create, I'm not passionate about it. So whatever T want to do, I figure out what she want to do. Okay, whatever you want to do, let's figure out how we gonna make you get this business. We're gonna get you a building. We're gonna do this.
I'm gonna say this about him not being passionate, but he passionate about them. You say that, but it's clear that you're trying to build a business
With them. Yeah. I feel like that he sounds so sad. Like listening to him talk, he feels, I mean, can you imagine not feeling fulfilled outside of your relationship to where you like, I want to help you, help you, help you, help you. But like you have no fulfillment. Like when I step away from my relationship.
I don't see a problem with that.
Really?
No, like especially if you're like religious, what was Jesus' thing? Fulfilling his duty, serving other people. Like that's his whole walk was fulfillment. He got fulfillment out of helping other people,
Right.
raising people from the dead, giving people eyeballs, if you know the stories of the Bible.
But he also had camaraderie.
He had camaraderie, but also that was still him bringing those people around to fulfill stuff outside of him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That he had to fulfill because all of those disciples, they were thieves, murderers and stuff like that. So those people he had around him was to show that, about forgiveness, you can still do great things and all that type of stuff. So that was still to help other people to fulfill stuff for other people as well. So but him saying he doesn't have friends, I don't think it's necessarily because he doesn't want to have friends. I don't think he has the time to have friends because he wants to watch them. You never know what to be gone to what it's like to be gone 4 hours from these 3 women sitting around the house plotting on you.
Maybe so. I feel like that's just a very unfulfilling life. And how can you be comfortable at home when you can't take an hour to go watch the game with the guys? Like my parents love sports. Like my mom loves football and loves basketball. They've gone to TD Gardens. They've gone to national championships together. My dad still has a desire every now and again to want to go and watch the game with his guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And not that he's doing it every weekend or that he's doing it every 2 days or every game. But like, and not that he wants to take a break from my mom.
Right.
But I want to be in a space with other men that are like-minded. We ain't even got to talk about nothing but the game. We're not going around, sitting around talking about our troubles and worries and doing the crying circle. But I just want to be not a husband, not a father, not an attorney, Ezra. I just want to be me. And I feel the same way.
I think you're looking at it wrong because I had to learn this. This might sound weird. Maybe it doesn't sound weird because I actually talked to people that said this. I had to learn how to accept a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by I had to learn how to accept the gift, I would get a gift, and I've always pretty much gotten all I've wanted in my life. So kind of comes back off like spoiled bratish kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody give me a gift, and I'm like, thank you, not as excited, but as excited, or gave the person the reaction they were looking for, because some people feed off of those reactions, seeing you light up and smile and be joyous about a gift. So I've dated dated a few chicks where their whole being when we dated was me.
Mm-hmm.
Buying me this, rubbing my feet here, giving me this gift, just listening to me and, hearing me say, I want this part for my car. And then, maybe buying some lights for me to, change my lifestyle to get the car a certain look, those type of stuff. And then when they give it to me, I'm not giving them the reaction, but I am excited. It's just I had to learn how to accept the gift, because like I said, a lot of those times though they were giving me those gifts too, I was already going to buy them anyway. In my mind, I was already going to buy them. So when he says that if it's genuine, making them happy, I understand that. I don't think it's bad. I think it could come off as like a codependency though.
I do feel like that. I mean, because when you listen to the interview,
Mm-hmm.
they all mention that they rely on conversations within the four of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, can you imagine only talking to your wife and kids?
Before my podcast, that was
But
my
you
life.
have friends
Yeah,
that
but
you talk to.
I have friends that I talk to now. Not now, but I have friends that I talk to. But being married and having kids, sometimes it's hard to even squeeze them in.
Mm.
It's just very difficult. And relationships, I don't care if they're romantic, friendships, work, relationships all take maintenance.
Do you feel like that because your kids are younger? That is difficult to like kind of make time?
Maybe so,
Yeah.
because even when I'm even today, just thinking about today, I come home, both my kids run to me. Daddy,
Yeah.
woo. Hey, Daddy, let's play hide and go seek. Then Creed wants to dance, get my phone, wants to dance. So it's like, as soon as I'm walking through the door, it's no time, no break, no
Right.
me time, no nothing. So lately I've been working out. So my last 2 weeks has been kind of like me time. That's really like my me time, really. And I don't talk to nobody. I just work out, go in there, and I'm, that's my time.
Mm-hmm.
And but like coming home, my kids just, that.
Yeah.
And then when they go to bed,
With
my
your
wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's my routine. So I don't really have time. And like now, I drive truck. So when I talk to my friends, they call me while I'm driving. So I'm talking to them during that time. But most of the time, it's hard to squeeze them in to that time, especially when you have a newborn.
Yeah. But I mean, you are talking about maintaining a relationship to some regard.
Yeah.
They're talking about no relationships outside of their dynamic.
But that isn't true also, because
she did say she was the only one that said that
remember her friend came.
Yeah.
Her friend
Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Jasmine is the wife, her friend. I don't know. I think her name was Ashley.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so she had brought a friend.
Mhm.
And did you notice what he said, kind of how he acted about the friend? Like, I don't really like her. Remember, because he said the friend didn't understand it, and then he got into it or something about what was going on or something. So like he don't really like her having friends, because like I said, it seemed like he trying to alienate them.
Slightly, yeah. Because the girl, even when we were talking about this, she was like nodding in agreement.
Yeah.
When I was saying, don't you have a desire to just want to hang out with your friends and not with a romantic partner?
Yeah.
And she was looking like
she did. I agree.
I
think she said, something
yeah,
like that.
she was like definitely, because I feel like when we were walking up, she mentioned like it's always them.
Yeah.
It's I never get to just hang out with Jazz.
Yeah.
I used to, and now I have to hang out with Jazz and them all the time.
They watching each other.
Probably so.
It's no trust in that dynamic. And like I said, if I thought it was genuine, I don't think it was genuine. The reason he's talking about, I just want to make them happy. I don't feel, as a man listening to him, that's a genuine thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're dealing with 3 women.
Yeah.
3.
And 3 infants or toddlers.
Oh, he got 3 kids. I thought you had 2.
They all have 1 kid.
Oh no. See, yeah, he don't have no time though. Like knowing that he doesn't have time. Oh, what she said, I do believe he is branding his lifestyle, and that is what is fulfilling to him. I can go with that.
I agree. I will say, even with me doing podcasting and having my own business and like dating, there are times when I don't want to be responsible for maintaining my business, and answering clients, right?
Yeah.
Doing things to prepare for a podcast.
Yeah.
Or I've been working and talking all day to my clients. I don't want to. I mean, like, I can talk to my man, but sometimes, like, I want to give him more energy. You know what I mean? I don't want to come to him like, blah.
I understand what
And
you're saying.
I'm like, I want to call my girlfriend, like my friend Chanel. I like love Fridays. She don't work on Fridays.
Mhm.
I haven't talked to her in like a couple of weeks. I cannot wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna call her
Mhm.
and just talk about whatever. I can't imagine not having that, like, small part of happiness.
But
Of being
I
like,
think that comes back to when people say your wife or husband should be your friend.
they are.
And that gives you that, because what you're saying, my wife was complaining about, because she was saying it feels like I'm doing so much that I don't have enough to give to you at the end of the day, because she's drained.
Mhm.
So like we'll lay on the couch, or sometimes being drained and you going and dealing with kids and work and stuff like that, you don't even have time to be intimate, because
Right.
sometimes intimacy takes so much energy.
Mhm.
Setting the mood, making sure your mind right, especially with women. Men, we microwave. We just it's
Yeah.
easy with women. I notice, y'all minds have to be settled, or you have to really be focused on the task at hand. If you got, this at work, got to get the kids these type of shoes, or you got to go grocery shopping, or you got to go wash the clothes, or your mama called you about a problem that happened with your auntie, and like
Mhm.
women think about all of those type of things.
Yeah.
So I understand why, he I can understand why he could say something like that, but at the end of the day, I think he's just trying to brand himself. I
Yeah.
do.
I don't disagree.
What your
All
mama
right.
said?
Yeah, said that. He
Yeah,
said that.
I do think they're watching each other.
All right. Funny moment. You can go to 127.
Funny moment.
127.25.
127. I ain't know this interview was 2:30.
Yeah, it was long. You just got 2 more points after this.
Okay.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Let's see. Is the one that question I asked?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't.
Oh, you didn't do that one?
No,
Okay,
no, I didn't
okay.
think I didn't have any.
127
comments.
what?
127.25. But I have seen have you seen the videos? They be saying, "Oh, I take a shower every other day," like literally.
Oh.
Every other day.
You take a shower every other day?
Me?
And
Yeah, if
she
I'm
was
not
a
doing
vegan
it, I don't
too,
feel like
so-
men should take showers every day. Why
Hey,
should a
he
man look
lie.
at him? No, don't act like you don't. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. If I'm sitting on the game, y'all, if I ain't did nothing, I'm gonna listen. So listen, I feel like, okay, if I done took a shower last night or in the morning, if I ain't did nothing, we just around the house, we just went and got ate. I'm not gonna take a shower again.
Okay. I will say this: do you brush your teeth every day?
Yeah,
Why?
I care about, because I'm big on teeth.
Is it because your mouth is dirty? I'm just saying.
Is
I'm
it
just
'cause it's
saying.
dirty?
Not dirty, but like you brush your teeth in the
No,
morning.
because
but
I'm not, because it's dirty, because I flush. I can literally go to
not
people.
dirty like you been eating dirt, but like just you woke up. Yeah.
Because I use
You
my
use
mouth.
your mouth. Yeah. And so you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth before, so you can be fresh, right?
And then see, that's another. But see, listen.
Don't you want to be fresh? Like,
But see, listen. That's another.
You know what I thought about? I ain't even think about this when he said this. But just thinking about you taking a shower every other day, and you got the other woman stuff just
come on now. Like,
marinating
yeah.
on your Peter Wacker, like.
Yeah.
And then let's say you sitting there and you ain't took a shower, then the other one woman just come in there and give you fellatio or something like that. But they don't care. They be eating each other's stuff. So
yeah.
I'm thinking like that, but they all intimate with each other. So
I don't care what your oral hygiene is or what you do in the shower. You better wash that behind every single day.
yeah, you gotta wash it.
Like, I'm maybe hypersensitive when it comes to stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I took a shower before I came here.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I went to work all day. I wash my hair. When I get home, that's what I'm gonna do before I get into bed. I'm gonna take a shower. Even though I didn't sat here, I haven't ran outside or anything, but I need to rinse that off and put a clean body into my bed.
I got a question.
Okay.
You dating a guy.
Okay.
He comes home. Is it a violation in your household to lay in your bed with all their clothes on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Shower. I like when I come home from work,
Yeah.
I shower, and I may work from let's say I work from 8 to 10. I only had, 2 clients that morning. Yes. Let's say I work 8 to 10. I had 2 clients that morning. I did 2 facials.
Mm-hmm.
When I get home at 10:15, 10:20, guess what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do? I'm gonna take a shower. I will if I want to put my pajamas on, I may put on leggings and some athletic wear.
Yeah.
I am not about to go get in my bed after I've been waxing and doing facials and whatever else.
So nobody can nobody can sit on your bed with clothes they had on all day outside.
No, you sit on
So,
the couch.
Do you let people walk around your house with shoes on?
Typically they take them off at the front door, but I'm not a huge stickler about that.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not. But definitely your dirty body. You know what? Even if a guy were to stay the night, you could have took a shower before you left the house.
You gotta take a shower again.
I have a towel in the bathroom. Go rinse your body.
Now I ain't gonna lie.
Cause I don't know if you really did take a shower at the house. I don't know.
Well, I can go with that. I give you that one.
I don't know.
I give you that one.
You could have said, "Oh, I took a shower," and it could have been. I had a guy not too long ago. Came over. We were hanging out. He used the bathroom, and I'm on my phone or whatever, And I heard the toilet flush. I ain't hear no water run. I heard him come out of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Did you wash your hands?" And he said, "Yeah, I just washed this hand. This hand I used." I looked at him like, "Oh my gosh!"
But hold on, that makes sense because you're washing your hands because you touched your penis. If you touch with one hand,
okay, you had to unbutton them pants up. I don't care.
No,
you touch areas that hurt close to your penis.
No,
you need to wash both hands. Absolutely not. I told him you will never cook for me or touch me unless you come up in here and wash your hands.
No. If you trust me, you can do everything with one hand.
You can.
One. So
as you, how are you lathering with efficacy?
Soap, water,
this.
That's all it takes.
Hell no. No. Absolutely not. I didn't even hear the water on.
So you just can't. So this ain't good enough for you.
No.
Why not?
Get up under them nails. What is wrong with you?
Come on, ain't nobody. So
I keep my nails short. I use a tissue. My hand doesn't touch my area, and I wash both hands. And I lather. I clean the front. I clean the back of my hands.
How you wash one hand?
Girl, he was in there talking about. Put the camera up, please. Put me on the screen so I can show her. Girl, let me show you what this man did.
You gonna go to that one or this one?
This one right here.
Okay.
Girl.
Yeah, it's dark now because it's light one.
He was like this. I washed his hand. I did like this. Girl, I saw him. He don't go back in there. I didn't even hear the water running. That's how weak the lather was.
But maybe you didn't hear the water running because the toilet was fleshy, and it got the running sound to flesh.
Oh, my toilet isn't loud like that. So you flush it. I feel like after a 3-second flush, I should still be able to hear rushing water while you're still doing this.
Yeah, I hear this right. So you ever go to Ashanti's house and use the bathroom? She wants both hands washed.
Please. When I wash my hands, I wash the back of my hands, not near part of this part of my hand. Touch my vagina when I use the bathroom and pee. Guess what? I'm still washing it. What if I told you, oh, I peed, but I just washed this part of my hands?
Look,
no.
I'm just listening.
I thought that was the craziest thing ever. And talk about my oral hygiene so great. Are you serious? Yeah, he is too wild. Like, I don't know. Absolutely not. That's so
Hey.
crazy.
Look,
Mhm.
I understand because what she's talking about is what actually touches your penis. So if we not it doesn't touch the back of my hand, then what? It's not like my penis is just giving out like Peter Wacker spores just flying in the air.
You're in the bathroom. Have you seen the
I understand. I know what you're about to say.
Okay.
Yes. If you're in the bathroom, yes. Even when you flush the toilet, they have like a cloud that goes on
Mhm.
everything. That's why they tell you don't keep a toothbrush within 3 feet of your toilet, or
Right.
you're gonna have feces
And I
on your
tried,
toilet.
and I don't tell people
On
to do
your
this, but I
toothbrush.
flush with the toilet seat down. I don't want any additional clouds.
I just flush it. I
What
hate
you're
that
not
part
getting
about it.
ready to do is talk about you finna be doing this in my house and thinking you finna come touch me or reach into my refrigerator and get some out there. Nope.
You got another point?
Yes, I got 2 more.
I'm gonna plug this light back up.
15404.
154.
Yeah. That was the craziest thing I had seen. Heck no, wash both hands. Absolutely. I was so disgusted. Pull up. Don't forget to put them on the screen.
All right.
I was so disgusted, y'all. He hasn't been back. And if he come back, he gotta wash his hands when he come.
Wash them. Hey, fellas, wash your hands.
Please.
Please wash your hands. Because Ashanti gonna tell it all.
Oh yeah. He lucky I ain't say his name, but he a Wizard Kelly till I.
Oh, here
So I
was
mean,
Kelly.
yeah.
To
Okay.
share this, you know. So to actually just be able to be out here, I feel like, you know, like I tell them, I feel like the only way to live the American dream is to live the American lie. You gotta live the American lie to live the American dream. There's a lot of stuff in this world that I feel like we're not woke about, that we don't want to be woke about. Why? Because we're as people it's scared to know the real. And it's just like you never know what to follow. You never know what you actually believing in. So what we was raised on was Christianity. I don't know what they was raised on, but what we was raised on was Christianity and all of that stuff. But it's like it come a time to where you got to be like, as a person, you got to be like, okay, I was raised like this, but I want to know more. Why is this? You have questions, but a lot of us as people be like, I don't want to question that because of what can happen or what might happen. So it's just like I feel like just to be able to look into your actual self, to be like where you come from and what you are, or what you need to believe in or what you should believe in, to do your own research, I feel like it's definitely dope for people. And that's something a lot of people don't do.
Right. I agree. I also think that 2 truths can be valid at the same time. Right. So I think that people can explore, and like I have been, exploring more about different dynamics in the poly lifestyle. And being aware of some things, and I'm definitely not as aware of you guys because of how long you guys have been in the lifestyle and have been doing your research. And I respect it 100%. I would never go and tear it down. But I can say, even with the knowledge that I have had, I still feel comfortable in the space that I'm moving in. And so I do agree that ignorance does cause people to not want to know more. But I also don't think that knowledge is going to move them to want to do more. Okay, if you get what I mean. That was very interesting. And like, as I've been doing research in the poly world, they talk about do research, do research, do research. And it seems like when they say that, they feel like that research is going to convince you more that you should do it.
I don't know. So what kind of research do they want you to do though?
Come on. When people talk about they doing research, they're just Googling and listening to
like you can only
YouTube
I think
videos.
something like when it comes to relationships or something you want to try, you just have to jump out there and do it, because first of all, if you're trying poly, you've got so many personalities already.
Yeah.
That alone, you can't research the poly, that dynamic.
Mhm.
Also so many polyamorous or polyandry or polygamy, or so many dynamics to the point you don't even know what dynamic works for you at this point, like even doing the research.
I do think learning the terminology would be good, a good starting point, and understanding how to pronounce
Learn
it.
how to pronounce it.
But also just understanding like what that dynamic looks like.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, as I've been reading about polyamory, polygamy, and all of these plural relationships,
Yeah.
I don't feel more inclined to join one. I just feel like I got more knowledge.
because they don't help. Even talking to them, it doesn't seem like they help the understanding.
Mhm.
Like I didn't feel like when they left,
You found out anything new?
I understood more, and I don't feel as if listening to them, it sounded more or less like a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That's just all it sounded like, a good time. It sounded like I'm in college. You're listening to them.
Mhm.
Frat party. I got all these girls around. We drink. We have this type of fun. We travel. We do a little, this stuff here and there, and we tell them people do the research. Like it sounds like school, college.
I like when I'm at work, and one thing that I do is microneedle my clients.
Mhm.
And when they talk about it, I give them all the information, but I always say, go on YouTube and look at the process so that
What's
you can see it.
microneedling?
Microneedling, I numb the face. It's a controlled injury. So I numb the face. I use this little device that has nanoneedles, and I basically create an injury on the face. So it draws blood and it produces new skin. So like
Mhm.
people that have scarring, acne, ice pick scarring, which is like the dents in your skin, texture, fine lines and wrinkles. Basically, I'm injuring. I do the whole face, but I'm injuring that. It sends a signal to the brain. We need new skin. And so you shed that skin and new skin cells are produced. So it's just almost like a chemical peel. It's just in a
Okay.
different way. But I always tell them, watch the process. Not to convince you to do it more, but to solidify, are you interested in it or not?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I've done research and people are like, you need to learn more about it. You need to learn more about it. It seems like it comes from the stance of the more you know, the more it's going to draw you in. And I'm like, that's not true.
No, I don't think that at all. I think, like I said, the only way you're gonna know about poly is if you join it and you
And you have an interest.
Yeah, like you have to be curious.
Yeah.
But what they used to say, curiosity killed the cat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say now.
But like, I'm curious to just learn more information about things, but I'm
Mhm.
not curious to
Try them all. Like
Yeah.
I said, opening the door, like they said, Pandora's box. You never know where that's gonna lead.
Absolutely. So the last thing is going to be 2/17/09, and we're going to be talking about this poly attract broken women, and Jerome is going to describe the type of woman.
17.
He's going to describe the type of woman that he is looking for.
I tell Jasmine, I tell them all the time, I want a woman that actually been through the struggle. A lot of white women haven't been through the struggle. They don't know what the struggle is. So I do want a woman to actually know what it is and know how it feels to struggle, because at the end of the day, she know how to identify, she know how to deal with certain things throughout life. She know
What
how to
type of
handle them.
struggle are you?
Everybody got their different type of struggles. So just to be able to say, okay,
I'm a pause.
you know how
Did you see your face when he said somebody's struggle? You said, "What kind of struggle are you talking about?" Like, nigga, what?
I wanted clarity. 'Cause I'm like, what kind of
You know how to
struggle?
deal with going without food, or you know how to deal with actually we not knowing how we finna pay rent today, or we gotta sleep in a car for a week or two. Like we
So
gotta be
financial
able to
struggles.
financial struggles, and then even just deal with people just breaking you down and saying stuff, and knowing how to actually eliminate that and let go of that stuff. Like people saying you look like this, and then when you come home, you telling me, babe, this man said I look fat today. I need to get in the gym. It's stressing me out. I want to kill myself. So that mental struggle of what you went through as a child, it actually builds you for what you actually need to deal with throughout life. And a lot of people, like I said, nourish their kids through that struggle that they don't want their kids to deal with. So when your kid go to school, you telling your kid every day you're beautiful, which ain't nothing wrong with that. You're beautiful. But if you see that your child going to school and her hair look messed up, or if you see this and you see that, you don't want to tell your child the truth. You want to protect that. So when somebody else tell your child that now it's hurting them and it's breaking them down, now they want to commit suicide, now they want to do this because their whole life you done told them that they're so beautiful, this and all of that. It's just like, I feel like just be real.
So with you describing that, and people that feel like in the poly lifestyle, it attracts broken women. It seems as though the type of struggles that you just referenced would be attached to a broken woman. Is that fair to say?
Broken, like I broke.
You see who grabbed the microphone? Yes,
And
right.
look,
You see who grabbed the
listen to
microphone?
it. I did listen.
I don't feel like
we ain't
I'm
like I'm not
broken.
saying that you are. I'm just saying like the
I feel
description that
like
he just gave.
I feel like all my struggles have made me into like the woman I am like right now. If
Mhm.
anything, I'm stronger than what I used to be. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
not
Like
broken.
mentally, I was broken, stuff like that. And
Pause it.
but coming in,
That's all.
I told you. I ain't even remember. I don't even remember. I remember you asking, but I don't remember her saying that I was
Oh,
broken.
yeah.
But like I said, just her conversation, the
Uh-huh.
stuff she was saying about her mama growing up in the hood, the white girl struggle, and like now I was mentally broken, but coming to that situation, it's supposed to be better. Like, come on, dog. Like we know what time it is when we know what's going on. You're manipulating these women. You're trying to get over on them. You're trying to build something from these women, use them, get their assets. Because I think wasn't it T that said she came in and she had her own house and stuff like that already?
Mhm.
I thought it was her.
And like, you can put us back on the screen too. Yeah. I feel like the type of girl he described, okay, food insecurity, shelter insecurity, clothing insecurity. People that, not all, some people that come from those insecurities in life feel like they are going to do whatever it takes to not get back to that place once they get out.
Yeah.
And so when you get in a situation like this, where before I didn't have stable finances, I didn't have a stable place to stay, I got to make this work.
Right.
And it's not necessarily coming from a place of love, but also slightly a place of survival. Like, I have to survive.
Like they said, a person who's raised on love and a person who's raised on survival shouldn't be together.
Yeah. Because not that he is pitching to me, but nothing that he described in this interview makes me feel like my life is going to upgrade.
Right.
I've always had access to food, shelter, finances, clothing, security.
Okay, let me ask you something real quick.
Mm.
Would you date a man that could guarantee that your life would not it could go further, but it would at the very least stay the same
As it is right now?
as it is
Forever?
right now? It could be forever.
No, because I can't have children right now. With the like where I am
But
financially.
I'm saying where you are financially, he comes in financially.
Mhm.
Let's say y'all having a conversation. Let's say I'm comfortable where I'm at right now. And what if he says to you, well, going forward, I can always guarantee this level of comfortability. Even if you add kids in there, like let's say you add 2 kids, let's say you add 2 kids and you will still be comfortable. We may not go up, but we will not go less than this because you date a man that does it.
How can you financially help me? Because
He's going to bring his income.
I don't understand how we're going to stay at the same plane but add more liabilities.
Well, talking about like kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of his income. You're taking care of yourself and you're comfortable with your income by yourself. So when he comes in, it's 2 incomes, even though you add kids.
I would say no, because I don't want to work when I have children.
Oh, okay.
So no, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I want to be at home with my kids. I mean, like I still want to have my business, but I don't want my household to be dependent upon me having my half of the rent, or we're gonna get evicted. So no, I wouldn't be interested in a man like that.
Okay.
But I do feel like, just the stuff that he described, like it almost seems like they seek healing in this relationship.
That's what they sound like they were looking for. Because remember, during this part, I think this part, if I'm not mistaken, somebody had asked in the comments, how do y'all help heal one another if all of you guys are broken?
And they was like, they can go to Jerome.
Yeah. And so they deflected or they pushed the question off on somebody else. But honestly, it's 4 broken people here possibly. And they're all coming together, trauma bonding, trying to make something work, fit a bunch of pieces together. And then you got to think about this. You got kids involved with this too.
Yeah.
That's even more scary. Now, if you had children, if y'all was all healthy, children grew up in this and they understood this, then that would be a thing. But if you watch shows like, you ever watch Sister Wives?
I have, with Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the kids don't even want poly lifestyle.
Yes. I've been looking at research. They say further down the line, like as the families grow, the relationship isn't sustainable in the Western world because it isn't built on typically love is usually built on financial security and whatever
Mhm.
that person feels, they need to be financially secure. A lot of those kids, they don't even have a relationship with their father.
Yeah,
A lot of them don't like him,
I see.
unfortunately.
That's what I see.
A lot of them don't. The wives are starting to be distant. I think the one that divorced him was saying, and rightfully so, like,
Somebody got divorced.
yeah, he's either already divorced or is going
Which
through a
one is
divorce.
divorcing him?
The first wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Because she was saying like he's had children with the other wives
Uh-huh.
and it has taken him out of the home, which we understand. You know what I mean? He's going to be there with the younger kids to nurture them. But she was like, it's leaving my household and my children alienated from their father.
Yeah.
And so down the line, because he cannot financially provide for
Mhm.
them in the way that they need to be fulfilled,
Mhm.
those emotions are, coming forward. Because that lady's like, I'm working
Right.
and I'm still showing up for these kids.
Mm.
And you're working and you're not.
Right.
And just because you have responsibilities elsewhere doesn't mean that you don't have responsibilities here.
Right.
And so I think a lot of those kids have a lot of resentment. I think they found out what they were looking for in one another. I do not think I would base my poly relationship on some of the points that he has based on his own.
That he has based his own. Yeah, I wouldn't base mine on what they said either. And like I said, just listening to them talk and give their reasoning for being there and how they're gonna, build one another up and build this massive empire and go around and talk to people and tell people to research it. You got to understand the girl who started this with him is pronouncing the word wrong. That should tell it all in itself.
Yeah.
She's pronouncing the word wrong.
And like just giving them some grace, they are in the spotlight and they're still growing in their poly lifestyle. It isn't something that they come from.
I'm not giving them no grace on pronouncing polyamorous.
No, not that.
Oh,
not
okay.
that. But I mean, like the points that he is saying that he is, I guess the highlighted points that he talked about today. They're still growing in their relationship. And when you talk to someone who just got married in a monogamous relationship compared to someone that's been married for 40, 50 years, they're gonna be like, man, you know what I mean? Y'all haven't been through anything really to test the longevity of the relationship.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
I watched this show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. And there's a couple that has been married on there about a year now. And there are other couples that have been married, like I think one hit 10, one hit 20 years or so. And and it's not right, but they have a hard time relating to the new couple because they're trying to come in and give advice for like how to fix marriage stuff, da, 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 da. And they're like, man,
what are the ages on there? Because a lot of times that's an issue too. Because
they're all the same age.
Well, I don't understand why they would be. And the reason I say I beg to differ on that on the longevity aspect is because you never know when problems are going to arise. One, two, handling like just because I can meet a couple now, and I've had these conversations, and actually I've had conversations with people who have been married longer than me, way longer than me, and they have problems, and I've actually helped them through their problems in their marriage and talking. So it'd be a couple like 20 years older, and this is what I noticed. This is what I noticed for me, and just looking at everybody's stuff. It's a power struggle in marriage until it ain't a power struggle. When you get to the point where you're not struggling on who has the power and who feels like they should lead, because even women claim they want men to lead, women are going to test you to the point to make sure that you can lead, right? So sometimes as men, I see the conflict is, I don't know why she's saying this. I don't know why she's doing this. Sometimes the man hasn't built up trust enough in that woman to where she feels like she can relinquish that control, or she's always testing this person because she has a trust issue inside or insecurity inside of herself to where she never had a chance to relinquish that control. You get what I'm saying? Like she never had nobody have her back in life growing up, a parent, a brother, a cousin, or somebody that just had her back. So he always had to have his own back. So it's a lot of stuff that goes into the dynamic. I do think the longer you go through stuff, the L's and flows that you could probably give someone about aging. For
Mhm.
instance, a married couple can probably give me and my wife some information that's been together 30 years about menopause.
Mhm.
Maybe that, about how, hey man, I gotta take Viagra because I can't get up.
Or even like the different stages of parenting. You know what I mean? You guys are in the hustle
like,
and bustle
yeah,
now.
that
and-
like that like those things about marriage. I think the time aspect,
Mhm.
yes, the aging aspect, yes, but the actual, I think, marriage and the issues that you go through, because me and my wife, one of the worst things we've been through in our marriage was when my son was in the hospital
Mhm.
for like 3 months. That was difficult. And it was difficult because there was some hard decisions needed to be made on, should we do this? Should we do that? This is going to get him home quicker. Should he get this type of surgery? Should he not get this type of surgery? The doctors are conflicting with each other. Nighttime doctors, daytime doctors, medicine here, medicine there. Oh, my baby's always medicated. He can't hold his head up doing this. Like, it was so much all over the place. We get so much information, and it got to the point where I was there every day, to the point I was coming once a week to the hospital because I couldn't see my baby like this. My wife is distraught, and she's not thinking clearly, and it was easier for me to listen and think clearly without me actually being in the hospital to make decisions.
Right.
And I'm a person that believe in like the spiritual stuff, right?
Mhm.
And she's more of the analytical book stuff, right?
Mhm.
So I could go in there and I could feel something off, or I can feel something going on, and they could tell her something and she's okay because she thinking it's the doctor. And I'm like, nah, that's some bullshit, XYZ. Or no, it's some bull crap
Mhm.
going on. I can feel it. She don't understand it, and I could point it out. It's like, oh, I see what you're talking about. And like I tell her, one of my mottos is it'll all come out in the wash. Like, sometimes you say stuff to people and they're like, oh, that sounds crazy. And
Mhm.
then, it might be a year, might be 2 years, might be 5 years. It'll all come out in the wash. And that's how I feel about a lot of stuff that go on. And with marriage, bro, it's just
Yeah.
like I said, I tell people this. I wouldn't advise nobody to get married, period. But I wanted to be married.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be married. I want to have a family. And I feel like you have to want to be married before you actually get married. It shouldn't have to be a circumstance where she's pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna get married.
Yeah.
Or, I'm pushed into something where I need to get married because this person has the money. I feel like
Mhm.
if you're in a position, if you're gonna get married, you should do it because you want to, not because of financial hardships or emotional codependency or
Yeah.
the social status or something like that. Like, if you're going to do marriage, do it because you want to do it. That's all I say. But I would never advise people to get married, because I hear so many people, like even today on Facebook, the girl was like, marriage is hard. I'm like, no, it's not. This shit is easy. This marriage is doing the same thing every day.
Mhm.
How much harder does it get than that? Like, easier
Yeah.
did it get than that?
I do agree. I feel like people that don't desire marriage shouldn't play around with the idea of it.
Yeah.
And I think people that definitely desire it should align themselves with like-minded people.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't think should be a woman getting on bended knee coercing a man to marry
Ooh,
you.
hey, we talking about that tomorrow. Tomorrow podcast gonna go. We're gonna
Yeah.
trans tricking and golden showers. Let's go.
But that's all I have. You got anything else you want to share?
No, I ain't got nothing to say. This was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting cold. I don't normally get cold, but the window blowing all that cold air, I'm gonna have to shit that.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share the live. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is Ashanti After 9, and I'll see you tomorrow at the New Normal Podcast.
Yeah, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, the New Normal Podcast on, what your mama say?
She left the live.
Oh,
the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jordan.
Thank you, Mom.
And tomorrow, New Normal Podcast. Follow me on all social media sites. The New Normal Podcast, same name on all of them. Tomorrow, trans, tricking, and golden showers.
Ugh.
It's going to be a lit podcast on the New Normal Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. It's going to be, hopefully everybody show up this time, but we got Ashanti. I'll be there, of course, because it's my show. Jazz should be there, and West End E-Dog, he going to be there.
Okay,
So,
what time?
9 o'clock. We're
9
going to start. We're
o'clock.
going to start at 9 o'clock. Hopefully,
I forgot
somebody
my,
will be on time.
I forgot my handy dandy notebook. I have my whole life in here.
Hopefully,
And he
somebody-
texted me 45 minutes before and was like, "Can you get here at 8 o'clock?" And now I'm trying to flat iron my hair.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell
pull
y'all.
out the
Hold
work.
on, before we leave, she lying, and I'm gonna tell y'all why she lying. I called her.
He did.
I called her, and I was like, "Hey, what do you want me to name this show?"
Mhm.
She told me. She was like, "Do you want me to come now?" I was like, "Hold on, let me go and see what my wife is doing to see if I can come in here a little early." Did I not say
No,
that?
I didn't say I did not say do you want me to come now? I said what time do you want me to come? I did not say can I come now?
Okay, well, okay, I give you that. So let's say she said that. I said, hold on. Let me go check with my wife to see if you can come early. Did you say I said it?
Mhm.
Okay, did I not say that?
You said let me check with my wife to see what time.
If you could come earlier, what
Yeah.
time if you can come earlier?
Yeah, he did.
And then I said, no, then you said, okay.
Because I'm curling my hair.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing my hair now. That what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I text you, I said, hey, get here. Hey, what? You was saying it like you was already ready to go.
I was in the process. I was planning on leaving at 8:30.
You was saying it like, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get the show popping. Let's do this.
But honestly speaking, I was ready. I think it was like what 8:51, and I was like, crap, I can't not have my notebook because we're gonna be scrambling. That live was long.
Your mama funny.
What'd she say?
She said you two like siblings.
I know. Look, he is like, I mean, one time it was like a couple months ago or weeks ago, and I got off work early, and he was like, I think it was like 4 o'clock. He was like, you want to do the show at 4:30? No.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
No, like absolutely not.
Because I was trying to come early because the kids don't be here.
Yeah.
And so if I could do if I could have did that podcast and we could have got done, if you came at 4:30 and we could have got done like at 6:30, kids would have been home. I would have spent time with my wife. I would have got everything out the way.
Yeah.
And that way I wouldn't have to hear nobody mouth about podcasting. Lady could have had my time.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, this would have been perfect.
I'm not against that, but I need more than 30 minutes.
No, I get you. I
Yeah.
understand.
Because I could have got ready and just came straight from work.
Because a lot of times I be wanting to podcast regularly, but next week I'm gonna go hard on podcasts. I'm probably gonna pod all week next week.
Okay.
'Cause my wife gonna be in Cali, so yeah, we going up.
Okay.
If anybody on here that do OnlyFans, if y'all want to do a podcast, let me know.
I can reach out too.
But yeah, I ain't ready yet. I gotta find a location because I can't do it here.
Okay.
You know, I can't be having all the coochie poppers all at my house. Stuff. But yeah, it's the New Normal Podcast.
no, it's
y'all
not.
make sure.
No, it's
y'all
not.
make,
It's
hold on.
not.
No, I'm gonna let you finish it.
Okay.
But it's the New Normal Podcast. Like I said, tomorrow we're going up. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna get some liquor in there by the system tomorrow.
Oh no.
Tomorrow is Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got to do. Why not come to the New Normal Podcast? Hey, I might need to put that in there. Go ahead and you go in the show now.
It's Ashanti After 9. Thank you for tuning in.